all those people out there, they've been lining up since yesterday afternoon to see our next guest, megastar Robert Pattinson. He stars in the brand new psychological thriller Cosmopolis. There he is right here. Robert, welcome to GMA. Your first time here.
Yeah. It's like a nightclub.
That's
crazy.
That's what they tell us a lot, actually. You know, they've been rolling out the red carpet for you here in New York. Jon Stewart gave you some ice cream.
Yeah.
And I saw you take a look at this. We did our research. I thought it was more appropriate for breakfast. Your favorite cereal, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I'm reading the nutritional facts. I was like, it's only 30 calories.
Oh, so dig in, go for it.
I'm going to take the whole box. Yeah.
Your performance in Cosmopolis is just gripping. It's a fascinating performance. I don't want to get to it, but I know you know this. I got to get the elephant in the room out of the way. Everybody just wants to know, how are you doing, and what do you want your fans to know about what's going on in your personal life?
I mean, they seem pretty excited about kind of whatever. You can kind of be like, I like them. I like my fans to know that Cinnamon Toast Crunch only has 30 calories a bowl in it, for instance. Literally, I don't know. Pretty much everything comes out of my mouth is irrelevant.
No matter what, people are going to read things into it, and I guess that I take it that you don't want to talk too much about it. Is that the way you handle all of this craziness, by just trying to put a complete...
It's a different thing. You get into it to do movies. I've never been interested in trying to sell my personal life, and that's really the only reason people bring it up. And so, it's the reason why you go on TV, is to promote movies. That's the only way to do it.
And is there any way to get used to all this?
No, I don't think so. I think if you start getting used to it, it means you're going crazy. But it's nice. It's like being on the craziest theme park ride you've been on, and it's totally exciting. But eventually, at some point, you've got to have a break. It's kind of But
you seem to be doing okay.
Yeah.
There's one person I met this week who was completely unfazed by your celebrity, and it's actually your co-star in Cosmopolis, Paul Giamatti. He came here on Monday. Here's what he told us about working with you.
Well, we were shooting. We were on a studio, so there weren't all these girls around. I was like, I get more girls than this guy does. I was like, what's the big deal? Who cares?
Does he really get more girls than you?
He does. If you get on Brooklyn Heights, Paul Giamatti is the biggest.
You have an amazing scene with him in Cosmopolis. The last 20 minutes of the movie, you and him head to head. You play a 28-year-old master of the universe, Eric Packer, who's wants to be in control of the world, but is also losing it completely. What drew you to this role?
I've always found this connection with the idea of finding it difficult to live in the present, and it's funny, and it exacerbates it being an actor, because you actually have to focus on it, trying to exist in a contemporary way. I always feel like I was kind of living in the future, and as soon as I was reading that about, that's a lot of what Eric Packer's problem is. He feels like he's living in the future.
And he's living inside his head, too, so much.
Yeah, and he's not really being able to totally feel. In a lot of ways, I think it's funny, there's a lot of similarities to an actor's life in it, it's strange.
I would think so, because he's in this bubble, most of it in this limo, including some pretty wild sex scenes in the limo. One with Juliette Binoche. This is right after the sex, and she asks you about your wife.
So how many billions together do you two represent?
She's a poet.
Is that what she is? I thought she was a Schifrin.
A little of both.
So rich and crisp. Does she let you touch her personal parts?
You look gorgeous today.
Yeah.
You're laughing seeing that again this time around. You play this billionaire, and you said something fascinating to Time magazine. You said the world would be a much better place if all these bankers and billionaires were followed by paparazzi. What do you mean by that?
That was yesterday. I have no idea. Yeah, no, I think it's true. I mean, if you know, I guess, I mean, the weird thing is I can't really tell what's interesting about actors either. But I mean, you know, people
But
don't
all
find.
of them can.
Yeah, I mean, like, people don't find the lives, the personal lives of people with like much more power than any celebrity would have. They don't find their personal lives interesting. And it's like, and I think, you know, if you put the lives of people who controlled, you know, billions of dollars on the front page of every single paper, I think the world would be a better place. It's like, you know, it's the spin culture. Like if you took away publicists and things and people spoke for themselves, then they have to be responsible for their words.
You actually don't have a publicist, do you?
Well, I don't, but I do have a manager who de facto publicist, but he doesn't like being referred to as my publicist. But I mean, really, I mean, I like having, you know, he gives great advice, so I can disregard it.
Well, good for you. You're a fantastic guest. The movie is fantastic. Cosmopolis comes out this Friday in New York and Los Angeles. It's in theaters nationwide on August 24th. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. Nice to meet you.